With Kevin Durant joining the already record-breaking Warriors, most of the coverage surrounding the NBA this year has been focused on the formation of super teams. The idea of super teams is nothing new, and most of the NBA history has been dominated by just a few teams winning the majority of championships. There is also plenty of evidence that these teams are good for the NBA, as the league's popularity peaked while Jordan and the Bulls captured 6 titles in the 90s and ratings jumped to watch the Big Three in Miami. So why does everyone seem so upset about them now, and how did we get to this point? Throughout the first 30 years, the NBA operated without a salary cap, which allowed teams to spend whatever they wanted on players. In 1984, the league created a salary cap in an attempt to level the playing field and ensure competitive balance for the future. But teams didn't like the idea of losing their franchise players due to running out of cap space, so they created rules to allow them to go over cap in order to hold on to their stars. One commonly used rule is called the Larry Bird exception, because it allowed the Celtics to pay Larry Bird $7 million in 1991, which was more than double any other player's salary at the time, and helped push the Celtics' budget to twice the salary cap. In the wake of Bird's contract, players' salaries started skyrocketing and the team payrolls flew past the salary cap. The NBA owners quickly realized their mistake, and attempts to control the costs led to the 1998 lockout. But after a 202-day stoppage, a deal was made to create maximum contracts, which would limit how much a single player could be paid and would greatly protect the NBA owners' wallets. The NBA's goals were clear. 1. Create competitive balance through the use of the salary cap. 2. Allow teams to hold on to their stars without breaking the bank. So how did all this lead to the creation of super teams? Last offseason highlighted the dysfunction. Kevin Durant was the top free agent, and every team wanted to sign him. But due to maximum contracts, every team could only offer the same amount of money, essentially taking away the team's best negotiating factor. Since the money was all the same, other factors became more important, like location, coach, market, and most importantly, a chance to win a championship. Because not only does a winning title increase a player's legacy and Hall of Fame chances, it also helps increase their popularity, which then leads to more money from endorsements. And since the league succeeded in giving teams salary cap flexibility, stars could easily join up without losing money. While none of this is necessarily bad, and not having teams spend all their money on one player is good, the issue is the effect this has on the teams that don't already have a superstar. Since they can only offer the same amount of money as the super teams, no top player would ever choose to play there, and they are instead forced to go after less talented players. And while extra money cannot be used to attract superstars, it has the opposite effect for less talented players. Because there are now 20+ other teams who missed out on the superstars that are now desperate to improve. So, while a player might only be half as good as a star, and therefore should only make half the money, teams will try to throw extra money at them to get them to sign, which drastically inflates their contracts. So not only are these teams ignored by the stars, but they are actually forced to overpay on everyone else, which then makes them weaker, and even less likely to attract a star next year. This cycle of imbalance has led to some teams essentially giving up competing for free agents and instead deciding on losing games on purpose in order to try to land better draft picks, as they view free agency as a trap. The rise of teams tanking only expands the league's balance issues and puts further pressure on the NBA to stop super teams. But as long as the salary cap and maximum contracts stay the same, the issue of superstar teams won't go away. While everyone agrees that the current situation is bad, few agree on how to fix it. The majority of players like that their salaries are being inflated in bidding wars, and teams like the ability to hold on to their stars without breaking the bank. Everyone wants to fix the end result, but few want to change the factors that make the superstar teams possible.